There was a young man named Aarin, ordinary on the surface, but carrying a storm inside him that few ever saw. Every night, Aarin told himself the same story. Tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow he would fix his life. Tomorrow he would chase the dream he kept buried. Tomorrow he would finally stop being scared. But tomorrow never came. Aarin lived in a small room overlooking a busy street. Every morning he'd watch people rushing past, students carrying heavy backpacks, workers holding coffee cups, dreamers heading someplace with purpose. Meanwhile, he stayed in his comfort zone. The same routines, the same excuses, the same quiet guilt. He wasn't lazy. No, that's not the truth. Aarin was afraid. Afraid of failing. Afraid of being judged. Afraid that he wasn't good enough for the life he wanted. So he repeated the safest words he knew. I'll start tomorrow. But one day, something changed. It was a cold morning. The kind where the sky looks empty and the world feels heavier than usual. Aarin stepped outside and noticed a man around his age walking confidently across the street. Head up, shoulders back, purpose in every stride. Aarin recognized him instantly. It was Leo, an old school friend, someone who once dreamed the same dreams Aarin had. But unlike Aarin, Leo had actually chased them. Leo saw Aarin, smiled, and walked over. "Man, it's been years," Leo said. "What have you been up to?" Aarin hesitated. He didn't have an answer he was proud of, so he shrugged. "Just figuring things out." Leo nodded politely, but in his eyes, Aarin saw something painful. He saw what his life could have looked like. Leo talked about the business he started, the cities he traveled to, the risks he took that paid off, the failures that made him stronger. And the whole time, Aarin felt a heavy truth tightening around his chest. He had wasted years waiting for the perfect time. Before they parted, Leo said something Aarin would never forget. "If you want something, go get it. Tomorrow won't save you, action will." Leo walked away with purpose. Aarin walked home with regret. That night, Aarin didn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, replaying the last 5 years of his life. 5 years of ideas never started. 5 years of dreams never touched. 5 years of tomorrows that never arrived. He imagined another 5 years passing. Would anything be different? Or would he still be the same, watching life move without him? For the first time in his life, the question terrified him. The next morning, Aarin went for a walk. It was early, sun barely rising, cold air biting at his skin. The world was quiet, still, honest. He reached a small park bench and sat down, breathing heavily from the mix of cold air and overwhelming thoughts. That's when an elderly man approached and sat down beside him. He looked around 70, wrinkles carved by wisdom, eyes soft but deep. After a few moments, the old man spoke. "You look troubled," he said gently. Aarin forced a smile. "Just thinking about life." The old man laughed softly. "Ah, that's dangerous." Aarin raised an eyebrow. "Why?" The old man leaned back, looking up at the sky. "Because most people think about life more than they actually live it." Aarin stayed silent. The old man continued. "When I was young, I kept saying I'd start tomorrow, write the book tomorrow, build the business tomorrow, tell her I loved her tomorrow." He took a long breath. "But one day I woke up old, and all I had left were tomorrows that never came." Aarin felt a chill, not from the cold, but from recognition. "Do you regret it?" he whispered. The old man turned to him. His voice didn't shake, his eyes didn't water, but his answer carried a lifetime of weight. Every single day. Aarin's heart shattered. The old man stood, patted Aarin's shoulder and said, "Life isn't waiting for you. It's passing you by. Move, son, before your story becomes mine." Then he walked away. Slow, steady, fading into the morning fog. Aarin sat frozen. Two people, one living the life he wanted, one regretting the life he didn't chase, had spoken the same truth. Tomorrow is not coming. There was only now. And for the first time in his life, Aarin felt something stronger than fear. Urgency. He ran home with a fire burning inside his chest. He didn't wait to be ready. He didn't wait for motivation. He didn't wait for confidence. He simply acted. He opened his laptop, started writing the business plan he'd postponed for years, made the calls he kept avoiding, sent the messages he was scared to send, applied for the program he always thought he wasn't good enough for. Every step terrified him, but every step also freed him. Because Aarin finally understood, fear doesn't disappear when you wait. Fear disappears when you move. 5 years passed. Aarin stood in a bright workspace, his office. His team was preparing for a product launch that would reach thousands of people. He wasn't rich yet. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't fearless. But he was proud. Because 5 years ago he stopped waiting for tomorrow and started fighting for today. One afternoon, Leo visited his office. He looked around, stunned. "Man," he said, "you really changed." Aarin smiled. "I didn't change," he replied. "I just stopped postponing my life." Leo laughed. "Feels good, doesn't it?" Aarin looked around, at his team, his work, his journey. "It feels real," he said. "And now it's your turn. 5 years from now, you will meet a future version of yourself. One will be proud you started today. The other will be devastated that you didn't. Which one will you be? The story isn't about Aarin. It's about you. And your story begins the moment you stop waiting and start moving.